Today's Friday, it's the 29th of July, and we're down in Lee-on-the-Solent. We've been in the UK now for, I don't know how long, like, seems like quite a long time. We're just about halfway through our holiday. Anita's just walking with William into the village to a book fair, and I've just left the boys with Laura and Nick there paddle boarding and canoeing on the Solent. So just to put this all in perspective, over there we've got the Isle of Wight, and on that side we've got Southampton, and if we come around this way, over that way, we've got Portsmouth. So that's in the distance. We've had a great day at the dockyard, the historic dockyard. Historic dockyard is where HMS Victory is, the Mary Rose, HMS Warrior. So lots of ships you can actually go on or have a look around. The Mary Rose has a new experience introduced by Dame Judi Dench. So if you haven't seen that one, that's a good video to watch. Shows you a little bit of our history, going back 500 years, and difficult to believe that there was a battle in this stretch of water. Those ships, Mary Rose actually sank, and I remember the day when it was lifted out of the water. Prince Charles was there, and I think the whole country was watching on the TV as they lifted it from the seabed, very, very nervously, of course. And then for many years it was stuck in a hangar, and it was constantly being sprayed with seawater just to keep it in the similar condition to what it was down under the water. But now they seem to have sorted all that out. There's no more sprays, and you can go and visit the wreck, see the three levels, and they've got some projections showing how life would have actually been on board the ship. Some 500 sailors lost their life on that. It's quite incredible, and they've reconstructed some of their images from the skulls that were discovered. Lots and lots of stuff, well worth a visit. The other visit we really liked was the HMS Warrior. HMS Warrior, first of the British ironclads, copying somewhat what the French had done. But this one was a true iron warship. It's got made out of iron, and it's got some timber in it, and then a skin of iron to give it its ironclad. But we witnessed the 68-pounder gun demonstration, which is well worth a look. Really professionally explained. Great video. That's a 68-pounder on the Mary Rose. We also did the harbour tour, and that gave us an opportunity to get up close to the two aircraft carriers now. So we've got the HMS Queen Elizabeth and the HMS Prince of Wales, both in Portsmouth Harbour, and just getting cleaned up and getting ready for the next deployment, wherever that may be. So we've been down here for about a week now. I actually came down for a weekend earlier on as well, just to look after Ollie, who'd not been feeling too well. And later on this afternoon we're going back to Yeovil, and we'll spend a couple of nights there, and then we're going to head up north to see a different part of England. So Serena is going with us there, with Luna and Savannah, and William's going to be coming along as well. And I'm going to meet up with my brother up in Cheshire. So we're all looking forward to that. At the moment I'm just getting closer and closer to the town, or the village of Lee-on-the-Solent. It's a nice little village. It's not really what you would think of as a holiday resort. There's no big hotels, there's no big caravan parks, camping parks, not in this immediate area anyway. And so this time of the year, this is how busy the beach gets. You know, it's school holiday time, so the locals come down here. You do get some visitors who come from further afield, well, further afield being Fareham probably, and some who come a little bit further than that. It's a pebbly beach, but the sea's quite shallow, so it's great for paddling, it's great for swimming along and all of the other water sports that go with it. So the stand-up paddleboarding seems to have become quite popular here, and canoeing and kayaking on the water. And of course the Solent is really famous for sailing. It's where the sailing regattas take place every year. A bit calm today, not many sailing boats out, but I guess come the weekend I'm going to see a lot more sails out there. We won't be here to see it, not this weekend, but we will be coming back, and so we're going to spend a week up in the north of England, Cheshire area, and then we're going to come back down here and we'll spend another week in the south of England. Not all of the time in Lee-on-the-Solent. We've got some trips planned, but you'll have to wait and see where we go on our trips from here. So Laurel and Nick will be on holiday, so they can join us. So really looking forward to that, quite exciting. Not only do we get the sailing ships, we also get the bigger ships as well. In the distance I can see what looks like a tanker coming through. Cruise liners will tend to go out the other side from from Southampton and Portsmouth, so they won't usually go through the channel. But you do get some of the tankers coming through here and the cargo vessels, and some of them are quite huge. So there's always something going on. I've just walked past the Hovercraft Museum that's behind me now, but I did go there with Ollie a few weeks ago, made a video of the Hovercraft Museum and put it up onto YouTube, and really got a fantastic reception from the group of people who are hovercraft enthusiasts. So that was quite an interesting one if you want to have a look at the Hovercraft Museum. It's not open very much, so we've been coming to Lee-on-the-Solent for many years now. It's the first time I've actually had the opportunity of visiting the Hovercraft Museum. It's either being closed or we just haven't had the opportunity to go. Not something for Anita, she's not really keen on that sort of thing, so good that I had Ollie along to help me with the trip round. And he got excited as well, because one of the things that's in there is the James Bond hovercraft, which is in one of the films, and there's an explanation there of how it was used in the film. And just as we were leaving, one of the guides said, would you like to have your photograph taken inside the hovercraft? So Ollie put on his hat, his helmet, took up his weapon, automatic rifle, and sat in the pew of James Bond. And I think that probably made his day, because obviously most of the things there used to, it says keep off, don't touch, but this one was one where he actually climbed on board. So really interesting, well worth the visit. And yesterday we went to another place we've been to before, We took William to Fort Nelson, and I'll be making a video on that as well. Fort Nelson's Royal Armouries Museum. It's where they've got some of the big guns, and when I say big, some of them are very big, and including one which was destined but never actually went to Saddam Hussein. It was actually ordered by him, designed and built in Britain, I guess as machine parts or oil pipelines. Anyway, it was built in sections, and they were all created and built, and Saddam Hussein asked for them to be sent off to Iraq, and before they actually left the UK, someone spotted that they had an ulterior motive, and they now, at least 2 sections of it now, are in the Royal Armouries Museum here at Fort Nelson, which is interesting fort, built during the reign of Queen Victoria. That's one of the things that Palmerston ordered, and the curiosity is which way the fort is directed. It's not looking out to sea towards Portsmouth as many people might have expected, but it looks inland, and it looks over the forested area, and Palmerston and the Ministry of Defence at that time were concerned really of a naval invasion from France, but not an invasion into the port of Portsmouth, but to, I suppose, places like Lee-on-the-Solent, where they might get in here, land, and then march on Portsmouth, and then attack Portsmouth, not from the sea side but from the land side. And so dotted around Portsmouth there are all of these forts, big guns, to protect Portsmouth from a land invasion. Never actually happened, and so the HMS Nelson, sorry, Fort Nelson, has undergone a few changes and changes of use over the years, but now stands as the Royal Armouries Museum. The amazing thing about it, it was free to go in, there's no charge. You pay for your parking, it's about £3 for parking. There's a gift shop, there's a cafe, and lots to see, lots to do, even for the young ones. So even William found it really quite interesting, exciting. They have this obstacle course that he went through several times. You'd have to pay extra for that, but no limit on the number of times you could do it. Several talks through the day, so I went to the first one, 20-minute talk on the history of the fort. Very interesting. Didn't actually get to do the others, so it's another excuse for me to go back at some point in the future and have a look to see, listen to those talks. All very interesting by people who obviously know their stuff. So nearly there. Lee-on-the-Solent, just going up a little ramp here, and then I'm going to go up the second ramp, and then we'll be more or less in the seaside centre of the village. It's really quite a pleasant walk along here. Whizzing down. I'll say that Lee-on-the-Solent is not a sort of a typical holiday resort like Weymouth, where we were a week or two ago, but it does have its sort of attractions, the beach I suppose being one of them. little amusement arcades. That's something that's very typical of British, English anyway. Well, I know English, England and Wales have the amusement arcades where you can go onto machines and throw your money away. Beautiful gardens and ice cream shops and all that sort of thing. Lots of restaurants, cafes, places where you have a coffee or a bite to eat. And Anita's gone in. There is a bookshop here, and just for today and I think for tomorrow there's a little book fair where they've got authors coming in to read and sign books. Anita's already bought one of the books and she signed up to come, so hopefully they're all there and I can take a little walk into Lee-on-the-Solent. So the road that goes towards Southampton, which is in that direction, no more shops down there, just really houses, apartments, and this is the shopping area along the front. There's another street, a main street just behind, which we'll go down. So we've got a few little cafes, ice cream shops. You can even get your whelks and your cockles, mussels. And if you go a little bit further, there's no more shops there either, so this is the only set of shops on the front. Got a few little restaurants over on the side there where the amusements are, and here we've even got a charity shop right on the front, and a barber's. This one's a new one since I've last been here. It's a Turkish barber right on the front. So a little waiting list, I need to go in there, and then we walk down this little road here and we come to Tesco Express, handy supermarket. So if we just if we need anything, that's one of the places we can come to. And it's not the only, there is another little supermarket, and then you've got all the butchers and bakers and fruit and veg shops. Quite a few cafes. Seem to be doing quite a nice trade. I think there are quite a few retired people who live in this particular area. So the place we used to use quite a lot was this one on the corner here. It's the wine bank, and it's gone. I don't know what's happened to them. Main sort of street, the high street. So there's a few shops on the left and a few shops on the right. Bookshops just over there with the red and white, and I'm guessing that's where Anita is now. Got a Boots. Boots is a pharmacy. There's another Boots down there. Not sure why we've got two Boots, but we've got two Boots. And then we've got another set of shops down in this direction. Just about as far as you can see there are shops, but it's not a big shopping area. And then that's it, go that way, you're off towards Fareham. So I hope you found this little walk interesting. I've done a bit of talking here, brought you up to date with our news, and well, we'll look forward to seeing you in the next video, wherever that may be. Bye for now.